Hey guys, Daniel Char here, and in this video I'm going to show you guys my heartbeat investing method. I came up with this method because a lot of my clients were bringing me deals to finance and they were having trouble getting financing because the deals didn't make sense. And I wanted a very easy visual way to show them what a good deal is in the lender's perspective, the person who's giving you the money to buy your investment property. So let's hit it off. So when it comes to investing in real estate, we got to take it step by step and actually treat it like a business. A lot of times, first-time investors, when they invest in a property, they don't really analyze a deal with numbers. They don't look at it in a logical perspective. It's still emotional based because they just bought their first house a couple of years ago and they're looking as a homeowner. So I just want to make sure that it is very clear that buying a house to live in and buying an investment property are two completely separate things. One is an emotional purchase and one is a logical purchase. One has to be operated like a business. So over here is my heartbeat method. Before we go into the heartbeat method, I want to show you what every business needs. It needs cash and cash flow. And this is the two pillars that are so crucial that people always miss out. Without cash, your business suffers from a heart attack. It just dies. Like, you can't operate. You can't pay any employees. You can't pay any property managers, no taxes, no mortgage payments. You're done. You can't even make a purchase. You can't even buy cash flow, okay? Now, without cash flow, that's like a cancer. You can still survive a bit until you bleed out, but eventually you're going to die anyway. So you need both. You can't just only have cash and no cash flow because eventually it's going to die. If you only have cash flow and no cash, you can't make any more purchases and you can't operate anymore. So you need a combination of the two to build your business, to build your real estate portfolio. Next thing is, a lot of times when I have clients bring me deals, they're bringing me really high risk deals that don't really make sense in terms of numbers. Now, keep in mind that when you're buying a property to invest in, you have to make sure that if you're getting financing, the deal has to make sense for the person who's giving you the money to buy in the first place. A lot of times I see deals where it's super beneficial for the investor that's buying the property, but for the person who's financing the property, it's a high-risk deal. It makes no sense. So in order to get proper financing and in order to finance any of your deals, you got to actually take yourself out of your own shoes as an investor and look through the eyes of a lender. So this is what we're going to look at. We need the heartbeat method. We're going to look at low risk, high returns, and exit strategy. That's one way I like to remember it. Low risk, high returns, exit strategy. A lot of times I see deals that are very high in risk, no returns for anybody, and then they don't even have an exit strategy. Now, this doesn't even matter. Sometimes you can have a low risk deal with a massive return, but it doesn't matter sometimes because you're not going to get financing without this component. This component is actually more important than any component. Just to reiterate, on the low side is going to be the risk. The high side is going to be the return, or ROI, or your percentage. And then over here, the most important part here is your exit strategy. Okay? Most deals that don't get financed or can't get funding is missing this component. Because this doesn't matter, this doesn't matter, this matters in the lender's perspective. This is how they're gonna get their money back. When are they gonna get their money back? You can promise somebody, you can promise a lender. This would work in business and real estate. You can promise somebody a low risk deal with a high return, but if you can't explain how and when they're gonna get their money back, there's no deal. And what I mean by that is, are they going to get their money back in 1 day, 30 days, 12 months, 5 years, 10 years, 30 years? When is it? So that's the first component. When are they gonna get their money back? And then the next component is how. So We got when and how. How are they going to get their money back? Are you going to sell the property? Are you going to refinance the deal? Are you going to bring in a partner? What are you going to do after the 30 days, after the 1 year, after the 3 years, 5 years? When and how are they going to get their money back? Because none of this matters until you have the exit strategy in place. So if you're having trouble getting your deals financed, it's probably most likely because you don't have a proper exit strategy set in place to ease the lender and make sure that the deal actually makes sense for them to finance it. Remember, when you're investing in properties or in business, it doesn't only have to look good for you, the investor. It also has to look good for the person who is giving you the money to make this whole thing possible. So remember this, low, high exit strategy. Low, high exit strategy. And that, my friends, is the heartbeat method. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this with all your investor friends. Thank you, and I'll see you at the next video.